Good afternoon and welcome to Main Street Sports. This is a special edition of our Main Street Sports show. I've got on the different lines here. My good friend Jeff Whitener. Jeff, your head is down the bottom. What happened? That was weird. What in the world has happened with you,
I don't
Jeff?
know.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I like it. Good enough for me
That's
there.
better.
Jeff, my friend, I'm just going to turn it right over to you. You've got some breaking news here. It is July 1st. Things changed for a lot of the high schools. And tell us what's going on, my friend.
Well, now, of course, is the time of year where we have some shuffling around of personnel and various positions and hiring of coaches and things of that nature. So we thought we would break the worst kept secret breaking news in Jefferson County and welcome in today the new activities and athletic director for Jefferson R7 High School by the name of Mr. Alex Rouggly. Alex, how
Hey,
are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeff. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on and look forward to talking to everybody.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your new position, and I'm sure you're going to spend quite a bit of time, if you haven't already, trying to get used to the new responsibilities here. Uh, Give us a little background on how this came about for the folks that don't know. Obviously, I know some of the background, but for the folks that don't know, how did the job come about, and what was your interest in it, and the process like?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to be able to work for Jason Dreyer, who's been our activities director and director of student services here at Jefferson R7 for the last 6 years, being the head football coach here, and learned many valuable lessons about how to go about it the right way and do things the right way and be a leader, not of only just one team, but of many teams. And, I have some big shoes to fill. There's no doubt about that. But Jason had an opportunity to go back to his alma mater at Perryville High School, where his family is at and residing down in Perryville. And again, just the type of guy that he is, he did what was best for his family, and I have nothing but respect for him. He's a close friend of mine. I think the world of him, and I can't thank him for enough for everything that he's done for me and leading me to and helping me become the person that I am and the coach that I am, and hopefully the director of student services that I will be. But it was one of those things that when the job came open. As some people know, some people don't. I started my master's degree in educational K through 12 educational leadership about 2 years ago. Completed that around Christmas time, and whenever I was doing that, my number one goal was to eventually be an activities director. That's always been one of my goals as I've kind of grown and progressed through the educational world, and this opportunity came, and I wanted to make sure that I did what was best for myself, not only myself, but also my family, and what I'm hopeful is best for the school district as well. And, I'm really excited about the opportunity.
Well, and just to echo your sentiments there on a personal note for me as well, we certainly wished Jason Dreyer the best. Obviously, for folks that don't know, I worked for Jason, had the pleasure of working for Jason with Jason as well, and yeah, he will definitely be missed. You definitely got some big shoes to fill here, but I think if anyone can do it, it's you, Coach, and I'll probably still refer to you as Coach. It's just, and I mean that as a compliment, by the way. So. um, well,
I appreciate that. That's fine by me. I love that term.
well, now let me ask you this. You talked about being an AD is something that you wanted to do. The end all as you continued, your educational process there. Talk a little bit about your coming responsibilities this year because you're taking over the AD job right in the middle of the summer in July, and how would this affect or not affect any of the other responsibilities we have at school? Now, obviously, you're head football coach at Jefferson R7. You're also in charge of the weight training program, correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not sure what some of your other responsibilities are, but how is that going to work out for you?
Yeah. It first and foremost, it starts with the transition process that I'm I began at the beginning of our right around the second week of June with Jason. Jason was fantastic in coaching me up on some of the things that it takes to be a successful not only activities director but also an A+ coordinator and at-risk coordinator. And those are some of the jobs that I'll be able to work with and help out our students and our school district in doing this year. It's one of those things that there's a lot. He was a man of many hats, but he wore those hats so well, and he did it. He did a great job of that. And it's one of those things also that it's. I talk to our football assistants all the time, and it's an opportunity for myself to grow, but it's also an opportunity for some of other people in our school district, other teachers, some of my assistants. Matt Atlee is going to take over the weight program here at the high school, which is something that we've kind of developed and molded. We started that actually when I was at Hillsborough and brought that over to Jefferson about 6 years ago, and we've seen
Right.
what it's for our athletics as a whole and activities as a whole, because it's not just athletics. We are kids who aren't an athlete. They take the class, have a lot of success. And it's just an overall culture and mindset that the weight room has continued to develop here at Jefferson R7. So, he's going to do a great job over there in the strength conditioning department. And it allows him to grow as an educator as well, because I know that one of his ultimate goals was to get in the weight room and be more hands-on than he was. He was a social studies, American history teacher there for us the last 6 years. So, yeah, and then the head football job, I'm excited about that. Our kids are working hard, and it's one of those things that I'm blessed that I have a great group of assistant coaches that are some of them may take a little bit more of a role than they have in years past or years prior, but I wouldn't have taken this job or accepted this job, I should say, if I didn't have the confidence in my assistant's abilities as well as my abilities to get the job done, do what's best for students and athletes at the same time. So we're really excited about the transition that's going on here, and continue to build off what Jason has started.
Well, and it dovetails really nicely into my next question for you, Coach. You've worked hard since you've been there, and Jason and others, to build a culture of success and a culture of excellence at Jefferson R7 as far as the athletic programs go. We've seen it come to fruition, obviously, in a Final Four, state finish for football this year, and for baseball, perennial state placing in track and field that you've had your hand in as well. But now, from an administrator standpoint, you have more of a chance to put that touch and to help build that culture from a new position. And is that something that you want to continue to work with and strive with the coaches that you have on staff now, and try to have that bleed over into other programs?
Absolutely. We have a strong group of head coaches as well as assistant coaches here at Jefferson R7, and that starts at the top from a leadership standpoint. That starts with our superintendent Clint Johnson, our building principals David Haug and Cindy Holdinghausen, and Delania Watson and Tina Bowser. We have a great group, a great team, and being able to do that and learn from those people, and then continue to try to lead not only now just roughly 50 kids in our football program, now being able to help lead over a couple hundred kids and those coaches is extremely exciting for myself. I've been able to have a good relationship with all of our head coaches since I've been here. I think very highly of each and every one of them. They're a great team. They're a kids first. They're kids first people, and whenever you have, and they're going to work their rear ends off, and whenever you have that, it's a good recipe for success. And I think that our county and our area has seen the success that has occurred because of those hardworking individuals at their respective sports, and not to mention we have awesome kids. We have awesome kids in this school district, and we couldn't have done any of this without them. And they've bought in completely to what we're trying to accomplish, and I think they're hungrier than ever, right now.
It's good to hear from a personal note. Obviously, as someone who has some close ties to the school, but also for the county in general and for Livestream STL. We obviously love doing as many games as we can at R7, and another shout out to Jason Dreyer, and I'm sure Ray will agree with me. Whenever we do a game down there of any type, Jason has just gone out of his way to be a gracious host and give us whatever we need, and I'm sure that will continue. But I just wanted to give a parting thank you there on behalf of Livestream
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Jason for that, right, Ray?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's been top notch, and you've got some big shoes to fill. That's all I got to say right now, Alex. He usually hooks us up with lots of candy and lots of drinks, so I'm just throwing that in there.
That I'm a firm believer. Don't try to. So that's exactly what we're going to make sure we take care of you.
There you go. I appreciate that.
Excellent. Well, Alex, obviously you are married to a very successful administrator in the Bayless School District, and Miss Melanie Rouggly, and having a family at home and having both parents now in administration, and of course your duty is going to give you all kinds of weird hours. How are you guys going to be able to organize your life at home, at least for this next year? And do you have some special charts and plans set up? I know being a football coach, you're hyper prepared and you probably have a lot of things maybe written down. How does that work at home?
Yeah, the first and foremost thing is that whenever my wife's opportunity came up at Bayless, every decision that we've made has always been we've got to be family first, family oriented, and make sure that our two kids, Briar and Bailey, are taken care, and as well as my wife's marriage and myself, and we've got to make sure that we take care of ourselves, and put each other first, but also do whatever we can to make sure that we're doing what we can to be as passionate as we possibly can in something that we love, and that's the educational world, and give back. I'm a firm believer in servant leadership, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that every kid that we meet is as successful as they possibly can be, and that goes as well for our own kids. We take a lot of pride, and I'll be honest with you. Every night and it might be a little harder coming up this fall, but every night we sit down and eat dinner together, and talk about the day. And some days we don't talk anything about education, and other days we do. And sports and things like that. Sports are in our families, so sports is kind of a hot topic all the time whenever we're talking. And I don't know if our kids necessarily like that all the time, but we make sure that we include them in everything that we do. And it will be a test, but whenever this job came open, we sat down and we talked as a family, and my kids are extremely excited about the opportunity for myself and my wife. We're moving right up the road from the high school here in about 2 weeks, which we're really excited about. So we're going to be about 3 minutes away from the high school, and it's a time of change for our family, but it's an exciting time of change, as well as a little bit of an anxious time of change for us. So, we're going to put our best foot forward and do what's best for everyone, the best that we can, and we're really excited about the opportunity.
Well, that's fantastic, and I know there's always plenty of students and folks around R7 to help. Many hands make light work, and you're going to have a lot of work on your hands this fall. So I'm sure folks will chip in and help out if need be. But let me switch gears on you a little bit, Alex. And as you come now into this role in your meeting and communicating with other athletic and activities directors in the county here, what do you see as possibly some of the biggest challenges ahead for athletic departments in the county that might need to deal with this coming school year?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very fortunate to be able to meet all the JCA and talk with the JCA athletics directors, and what a top-notch group all of them are. I'm really blessed to be able to learn from a lot of them. I worked with a couple of them, Jason Gilman at First Millennium and Chris Schott, who's now the activities director at Hillsboro, while we were at Hillsboro for about 10 years. So having those close, tight-knit relationships with those guys has been fantastic. But yeah, it's last year was a year of the unknown, and was a year that hopefully no one really has to go through ever again. But that being said, you just never know with everything. So I guess the biggest thing is that I'm learning in this position that organization and communication are two of the biggest things that's going to take to be successful at what we're doing. So if we're able to all stay, and I know that they will, because we've got some really good athletic directors or activities directors, I'm sorry, in the conference. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to have their best foot forward, and we'll all be ready to go and kind of hit the ground running. But yeah, as long as we're communicating and we're organized, I feel like everything's going to work out just fine.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I know you've worked with several that been in contact and communication with those guys already. I think that's very important moving forward. Now, getting back to Jefferson R7, um, I know there've been some improvements to the facilities here in the off season. We got there's some new turf laid out. Is there anything else going on there in the way of improvements? Are there any coaching changes or alignments that you can talk about at this time with us for the coming?
Yeah, we some people have seen our field, some haven't. Like you talked about just a bit ago, it looks beautiful. ATG did a great job on our turf football field and our facility. We were able to turf our D zones as well, which were normally grass, and then also the retaining wall to our track is now turf. And then you have that brand new beautiful turf surface right there on the football field. We're also transitioning our pole vault area, which was in one of our D zone areas, kind of down the hill a little bit, and that's being worked on and completed right now, which allowed us to have another jumping pit there, which we'll be able to utilize triple jump as well as long jump on that far end of the end zone near our I believe that would be our south or our east side of our end zone in our stadium. But and it looks great. I mean, it's going to allow us to potentially host some district track meets, which we're excited about if we're able to. And gives us that opportunity. And then we also have some changes that have gone on in our gymnasiums. We had our high school gymnasium painted. It looks beautiful. Looks like a brand new gym, to be honest with you. And we're having our junior high, middle school gym painted right now. So there's a lot of really good, nice things going on with our facilities here at Jefferson R7. And again, it starts with that leadership with our Board of Education as well as our superintendent Clint Johnson, and just all the way down getting things done. And Jason was a huge part of all that. I'm not going to sit here and try to take credit for any of that because Jason was a huge part of that. I was a little bit I was a part of the football process. Jason and Clint were in our sorry, our athletic department was also a part of that. So it was big. It was a big deal. It was important, and you know, I'm excited about it. We also have a new head girls basketball coach, Stevie Holdinghausen, who was a JV assistant, was promoted to our varsity head girls basketball position, which is exciting. Had many of good conversations and meetings with her about her vision and what she wants to do with our girls basketball program. So it's exciting. I'm excited to see what she does. She brings an awesome type of energy with her to the basketball court and just around the girls and things like that. We've already had some girls that didn't play last year, and they're coming back out this year, which is exciting. So she's got that rolling a little bit. They've been doing some leagues out there at I think Hillsboro, I believe, in the evenings on Wednesdays, and things like that, and getting some shots up. And but other than that, we've had some new assistants here and there, but very few, which is again, and really not really any other head coaching changes. From the standpoint of that, but which is great. It's a testament to again what we're doing here at Jefferson, and the continued leadership and positive leadership that we have.
Absolutely. Well, you talked a little bit about basketball and some of the summer leagues they've got going on over there. But as far as the various summer camps at R7 this year that you've conducted or have been conducting, how have those been going this summer?
Yeah, they've been going great. Our summer strength and conditioning program. I started out at the end of May, middle of May to the beginning of June, and then I kind of transitioned over here into this role with the transitioning process, starting with Jason and Coach Atley and Coach Coonley and Coach Fish, Coach Horn, both Coach Horns, Justin Horn and Steve Horn. They've all been out there. Coach Smith, they've just done a great job of making working our kids and doing it the right way. I mean, we average right around 85, 90 kids a day. That's Monday through Thursday in the mornings. And, I see them now from a little different light, being in the office and kind of walking around and just watching them do the things that they do, it's a little different, but it's enjoyable to see them succeed the way that they're doing and push themselves. And, it's kind of a system that is, was created a little bit before I got here, and then we really kind of put a stamp on it whenever I got here, and it's a culture and a mindset that our kids have bought into, and it's a system that's almost running itself at this stage, and it's exciting to see. Our kids have done a great job, and we've had basketball camps, we had dance camp, we have some. You talk about activities and band. We have a drumline camp coming up here in a couple of weeks, and band camp, and I think that's so awesome. I think it's great for our kids to be involved in as much as they possibly can be during their high school years here, because you only have 4 of these years. You only get 4 of these high school years in your life, and I want them to be in as much as they possibly can. And Jason did a great job of making sure that our kids were pushed to do that in the right way from our coaches and our sponsors and directors. And I'm going to make sure that that's done continually done the right way as well.
Well, yeah, as you say, you only have 4 years, and if you don't participate, you don't want to look back and have any regrets over time. But well, Coach, before we get out of here today, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't talk to you a little bit about football coming up this fall, and I know as the schedules come in that Ray is working on that as far as where we will be live stream this fall on Friday nights and Saturday afternoons in our various crews. But as far as the Blue Jays look right now, how are you looking? You mentioned numbers wise, maybe about 50 kids in the program at the moment. How are you looking? You've got a lot of big shoes to fill out there this year. A lot of seniors that had a lot of success, graduated and are moving on, of course. But what do you see so far, and what are some things that maybe give you some optimism for this coming season?
Yeah, you're right. We have some big shoes to fill. Whenever you lose young man like Colby Ott and Dylan Schnitzler and Will Schnitzler and Ethan Deal and Dawson Jackoback, Steve Stevens, and you can keep naming the list on and on and on about the young men. We would have been where we were at without those young men last fall. And I know I know a lot of people know that. So yeah, to fill those shoes, I don't know that we can. I don't know that we can fill those shoes, but I'll tell you this: we've got a bunch of kids that are working their rear ends off right now this off season. We've had a great 7-on-7 season, month of June, I should say. We were able to 7-on-7 with North County during the month of June, and we have some mini camps coming up with some other installation type stuff going on there, and then our 2 weeks of camp right before the second dead we have going on there as well. So yeah, it's there's some good kids coming back though. We have a good group. Drew, you start with your quarterback. We have our quarterback Drew Brees coming back, who's had a great off season. His two brothers, Will Brees, and then his younger brother Nate Brees, who've you're not going to even recognize Nate this upcoming fall because he's grown into a young man. He was about 6 foot, 150 pounds. He's every bit of about 6'2", 6'3", and about 175, 180 pounds, and he's worked his rear end off in the weight room to make that happen. And the yeah, we've got some good kids. Colton Richardson's another one. Our offensive line, we're not going to be as big as we have been in years prior, but I tell you what, this is one of the best moving offensive lines that we've had, the quickest offensive lines we've had since I've been at Jefferson, and that's exciting. They're all excited. They're working hard. I think they're hungrier than ever. That had that taste of a potential, state championship last fall, and got about an extra 5 weeks of practice in last fall, and I know they'll carry that into this fall, and I'm excited about the men, and they're a lot of fun to be around. They're a old school blue collar group that just gets after it, and when you have that and they're tight knit, a lot of happen. I'm excited, Jeff. I'm not gonna lie. If you can't tell.
Well, and I don't know, Ray, if listening here, you got to. I mean, I'm excited just listening to Coach talk about. I'm ready for football now. What about you, Ray? Is Ray with us?
Well,
There he is.
Give me just a second. Give me just a second. The microphone's always fun here. My microphone messes up with me. We're excited about it. I ain't gonna lie either. I've been actually today taking a look at some of the schedules, and we're gonna have a little different scheduling setup this year. But looking at some good matchups, and excited about this season as well. And Coach, I just have to say, this is a big role you got to step into, some big shoes to step into, and we'll take it easy on you as far as the media is concerned for the first year at least, right? But no, just kidding. But
Right.
you know, I said I asked Kobe this the other day after they come home from the state championship and whatnot, and what I've been seeing in the last couple of years is just the fruition of, because I believe you guys started as a school back in 2011. I believe that's right, correct?
Yeah, the first year of high school with the fresh class, I believe, was 2009.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so even you're barely 10, 11 years in here, and a culture has to be created in order for things to work successfully, and that was the thing that I asked Colby about, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, and he knew exactly how to answer it, which I thought was that sometimes that's really hard to convey to the kids. But it seems like the great thing about Jefferson R7 is cultivating. It's great to win, but it's great to win the right way. And I think again that cultivating that right culture is huge, not just on the field, but also in school too. And I believe Jefferson R7 is one of those schools that's. They try to keep that balance. It's just as important to have your grades high as much as you being big stats on the out on the paper. So it's a big testament to just a great culture, I believe. Do you believe that?
Oh, I absolutely believe. I, I was fortunate enough to. I went here to Jefferson whenever it was a K-8 school, and then went on to Herculaneum after that because there's no high school here. But and I'm very grateful for that time there as well. But you talk about the culture, and even whenever I went to school here, I remember when I was younger, the community, the strength of the community, and that culture that they have, and how important the school is to them and to their kids. And this is it. This is the mecca of our district, is our school district. And I think you hit the nail on the head. You're really seeing that. It took a little bit of time, and that's what happens whenever you start a new process out. And the good thing is, and the great thing is that our community and our kids and our coaches, they trusted the process. And here of late, we're reaping the rewards of that process, and we hope to continue to do that for years to come.
It's awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
I just have one last question, gentlemen, and we have to touch on it real quick because as we're spying over Coach Rouggly's left shoulder there, that beautiful Jefferson R7 helmet, we need to talk a little bit about the helmet challenge. Last year we made it to the finals. This year we made it to the Elite Eight before we got clobbered by a much larger school in Timberland. Uh, Talk a little bit about that process and what it's like. How to, it's something fun in the off season to rally the fan base, rally the community around. But my proposal next year, and I want to run this by you, and I want to run it by the gentleman who organizes it. It might be reaching a point now in its apex of popularity where we need to like start dividing up between class sizes for helmets. So I don't know. What do you think, Coach?
It's funny to say that because I talked to the person that is running that. We actually talked about that this year. Last year it was a huge hit because we had nothing else to really do. At the time it was a COVID. So we were talking about the same thing. Our community, again, it goes back to they rallied, but at some point, you're a school of 315 kids in a high school, and you're going against a school that has about 2,000. The odds, the numbers are not in your favor, so to say. It doesn't matter how, and they have a sharp looking helmet. There's no doubt about that. I love Winsville Timberland. But I agree with you. I think that, and I think that could be down the pike for the next year, or whenever they do it next. But it's a lot of fun. I think that our kids enjoy it. I think our community enjoys it, and it's a sense of pride that occurs right there. And we went as I think we went as far as we probably could have gone this year, because again, there's some big schools. I think Grain Valley, who's a Class 4 or 5 school with 1,500 kids. You got Timberland, and then the North Point is a new school that
Yeah.
broken off of the Wentzville School District, I believe. And so yeah, some big schools there. So yeah, I was real proud of our fan base and community, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I like to vote on and see all the helmets, not just the R7 helmet and the R. I like to vote and see all of the different designs and colors and all of that stuff. I think it's really cool, and to be able to vote on those, and even vote on some of the other state helmets that they're starting to promote. But Alex, really, really appreciate you taking the time with us today. I don't know if this was your first official interview in your new capacity or not, but either way, we are very grateful that you took some time this afternoon to talk with us here at Livestream STL.
I greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you for everything that you do and continue to do. And like I said earlier, make sure you take it easy. Okay.
Hey, thanks so much, Coach Alex
Well,
Rouggly, and we appreciate you being on, and good luck to you as well, because I know, like I said, you got some big shoes to fill, but we got all the confidence in the world in you, and hope that you just knock it out of the park. We appreciate it.
Got it.
That is Coach Alex Rouggly.
Thanks, guys.
And, yeah, thank you. And Jeff, real quick, we'll let everybody know real quick. We're going to continue to do some of our Main Street sports from here and there, and whenever we can. But right now, we're smack dab in the middle of baseball. Going to try to finish that up, and I think you'll be PA directing out at Jefferson College tomorrow for a doubleheader, correct?
Big doubleheader tomorrow at Jefferson College as Festus 253 takes on the Charleston Fighting Squirrels.
Yes,
as we see. So that'll be a good matchup for both teams. A little Babe Ruth League versus Legion baseball.
Yes.
And just in case folks don't know, we were scheduled to be at DeSoto High School tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother Nature got the better of that. So no game tonight between Bonne Terre and DeSoto at DeSoto, right? I don't know if they're still are they still planning on playing at Bonne Terre, Ray?
They haven't made the decision yet. They're still looking to move that down to Bonne Terre, possibly making a decision about 3:30. So just giving everybody a shout out.
Yeah.
Check out maybe check out the DeSoto American Legion Facebook page on that final decision. But we'll also be out at Jefferson College tomorrow. Brian Gardner and I will be there for the doubleheader, so check that out. Here we'll have the information probably tomorrow morning with the links on how to access the games. So for all of us here at Livestream STL Main Street Sports, so long. We'll see you tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, from Jefferson College. Have a great day.
See you, everybody.